When did you realize your parents cared more about their image than you? Growing up in an abusive foster home meant I learned to be the type who shrinks into corners during arguments, because I knew if I spoke up, I'd be treated exactly like my older foster sister Holly. Whenever our foster mom tormented us, I'd stay quiet, but Holly had this defiant streak in her that made me feel like there was hope for us. When our mother, I'll call her Reagan, insulted or laid hands on Holly, Holly snapped back instantly. I always admired her courage, but it terrified me, because after every one of Holly's rebellions, Reagan would explode, confiscating Holly's things, taking away dinner, or making her clean the entire house until dawn. Then came the inspection day. I remember it clearly because Holly was pacing all morning, acting nervous. When the social worker arrived, she asked if we were happy and safe. I gave my rehearsed yes, exactly like Reagan told me to avoid punishment. But Holly, being Holly, did the exact opposite of what Reagan told her. She spilled everything about Reagan's rules, the insults, and the punishments. Her voice shook but stayed strong. I saw Reagan's face twisting like a pretzel, she was so angry. But she had to stay silent. Meanwhile, I shrank into the couch, mouthing silently for Holly to stop, because I knew I'd likely end tonight with another scar on my back because of her. But then, as if my fears couldn't get worse, the social worker's response was like a slap to the face. She laughed lightly and told Holly, "You're so emotional. Teenagers always exaggerate." It was so shocking I thought she was related to Reagan or something. Either way, after she left, the house went quiet. It was that terrifying silence when you know a storm is coming. Surprisingly, Reagan didn't yell at Holly at first. Instead, she punished her quietly. She took Holly's phone, locked away her favorite books, and started giving her impossible chores. Whenever Reagan found a speck of dirt, she'd call all of us over, all 4 of the foster kids, point at Holly and say, "See, she can't do anything right." Slowly, everyone started avoiding Holly completely, knowing if we associated with her, we'd be in trouble too. After weeks of this, Holly stopped fighting. She'd walk past us without even looking, her shoulders slumped like a ghost drifting through the hallways. Seeing her like that broke my heart, but I stayed silent. I hated myself for it, but I was terrified of ending up in her shoes. Then suddenly, Holly got transferred out. Seemingly out of nowhere, a caseworker showed up and took her away without even letting us say goodbye. When I mustered up the courage to ask about it, Reagan told everyone Holly was trouble and we were better off without her. I felt a slight glimmer of hope. Maybe Reagan would be nicer to us now. But it turns out with Holly gone, I became Reagan's new favorite target. It started small. Every dish I washed wasn't clean enough. Every time I spoke, I was being disrespectful. One night, she dumped all my clothes from my moldy closet onto the kitchen floor because they were crumpled, and yelled that I was a lazy, ungrateful brat. I wanted to defend myself, but all I did was stand there silently, picking up my scattered shirts. Eventually, the other foster kids distanced themselves from me, afraid they'd get dragged into my trouble, and for the first time, I understood exactly how Holly had felt. Then one afternoon at school, my friend Bailey gave me a burner phone with Holly's number saved. She said Holly was desperate to talk to me. That night, I hid in the bathroom and dialed. Hearing Holly's voice was like finally taking a breath after holding it underwater. She sounded calmer, healthier, happier. She told me her new foster mom treated her well. When I described my situation, Holly begged me to document everything, take photos, and speak up to social services. For a moment, listening to Holly, I felt brave enough to try. I snapped a few pictures of bruises from chores, typed out a detailed note about everything Reagan had done, and hid it carefully. Holly arranged a meeting with the same social worker that got her out. I was finally ready to be free, until Reagan burst into my room, holding the burner phone with all the evidence on it. The full story is on my channel and linked below.